Hello guys, let's review what happened today. Today is the day 7 of the 30-day challenge. We are still locked in, we didn't break any rules, so yeah, let's start. So starting from the economic calendar, today we can see that we have CPI at 8:30, and then at 10 the Powell is speaking, and we also have some Trump here and there. So I had no trades today. Um, so let's start slowly. Let's see what we have here. So on the daily time frame from the Euro USD, I was expecting some bearishness because we reached into this daily fair value gap. So I was expecting price to do something from there. In the end, we had this also a 4-hour minus a 4-hour bearish order block right here, and we had this 4-hour swing high right here. So when price swept that, I was expecting some movement lower, and that is exactly what we got. Here we didn't reach, so let's look at the 15-minute time frame here, and let's break this down. So I was going to look at price after 8:30 because we have CPI, and unfortunately price swept this liquidity and reached into the order block before 7, and then it created a move lower, sweeping the liquidity on the other side. In the end, so it swept all of this liquidity right here. I was waiting for CPI. CPI came out and it swept these liquidities, and it reached into a here a 1-hour order block, so we can expect some reactions from there. I was watching for this as my main setup because this is the CPI strategy that I have. Basically, what CPI does is I have tested this strategy, not much, but as far as I tested it, I have had a loss with it, but it sure will happen from some time. Now this one didn't put me into the trade, but the strategy is kind of simple. So the idea is that with CPI, usually it will sweep some kind of liquidity. For example, today it swept low and the low of the day and reached into some kind of PD array. From there, it developed a break of structure and a fair value gap, as you can see, prior to the macro. So we had this 2-minute fair value gap. For example, with the break of structure, this was a solid trade that I should have taken, but I wanted to wait past 9 because this first move is kind of like messy. It can still continue lower, so I waited for past 9, and then price ended up creating this break structure and left a fair value gap right here, but it did not end up reaching it, so I didn't get an entry on this one. It's unfortunate. We can maybe in the future execute trades like these ones, for example. We'll see how that works for us. This like I don't even know if I can carry the strategy or no, but for now I will go. So since this is my like 10K account and everything, I'm definitely going to go a bit more slower on that, and I'm not gonna execute these trades right here with a lot of risk. So we'll see how that goes in the future. So yeah, this was the Euro USD. So basically the proper trade was on this fair value right here, or around 50% of that move. So it exactly reacted off of the 50%, as you can see. And let's say that we enter on the fair value gap. The stop has to be below these lows, so maybe like 14 pips. And then the target is, ideally this is the high of the liquidity void, which is the move lower of the CPI basically. In the end, you can target 3R, and as you can see, it will worked out here very nicely. So yeah, with the other pairs here on EURJPY, we have seen price push above both of these fair value gaps, so I did not want to make any trades that don't make sense. So we had price sweep again these liquidities and reach into a 1-hour fair value gap. From then on, this could be counted as a break of structure and a fair value gap. This is also a good trade, but again, it's right at CPI, so I did not like that, and my stop would have to be ridiculously big for it to be safe, for example, like here. So I did not want to do that, but in the end, as you can see, the move went up. After it swept this liquidity and reached into this 1-hour fair value gap, I was also looking for some shorts, and there was a small setup, but I did not take it because we on the other side we already took out these liquidities. So these are major liquidities, so they were taken out, and I do not want to participate if I have nothing to aim for. As for GJ, it also had this daily fair value gap right here, as you can see, and I was going kind of off of that, but looking at Euro JPY is the same, so we pushed above that. We also pushed some liquidity right here. Now here there was also a fair value that pushed price higher, but it's also very soon and right after CPI, so I would not take this one. Here no honest trade was presented, so I would not take any trades here. So on Euro JPY and GBP JPY, no trades. Honestly, this was not a trade that I took. I just considered it, but then I did not take it because we took out all of these liquidities lower. So the only trade that I probably should have taken would be this one on Euro USD right here on this fair value gap. This is a solid trade because it's right to the prior to the macro, and yeah, but this is also a second entry that you could have gotten if price decided to reach this 2-minute fair value gap, and it usually does. But yeah, it was like this today, and the best target you could aim for would be this liquidity high of the liquidity void right here. The liquidity void is this huge move up, basically this gap, and that's about it. So yeah, this is the trade that you that would be the best to take today. I did not like it very much, purely because we had it's a solid setup, but if we look at here, we reached into the order block, but look at what we left here, and we didn't take out this one on sell side. So it was kind of a bit, if you ask me, like we could have taken it out. I mean, it was very close, and it definitely was bringing on me a bit of like unconfidence, because I didn't have much confidence in this setup, particularly because it was right after 8:30. So like I prefer to execute after 9, which is why I was looking for this fair value gap. But this would be the trade that you should have taken if you were going to play this a bit more aggressively. But yeah, I was also maybe looking at something like this happening, to sweep out this 1 hour sell side, reach into the fair value gap, and then create a breakout structure and a fair value gap. But yeah, this is what happened. I couldn't manage to get any trades today, which is completely fine. That still counts as a win. And yeah, we are moving on to tomorrow and hopefully seeing some good progress this week and month.